All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt here at Matt Up and Sup Reviews. And with us today, we have from NutraBio, Unbound series, Build, Hypertrophic Muscle Builder, 30 servings, 60 caps. Let's get into it. We got our first ingredient is Rip Factor at 650 milligrams. This is a combination, patented blend combination of Sapphiranthes, Indicus flowerhead extract, and Magnifera indica. So mango and this Spiranthes indicus combination. Power output, strength increases, blood flow, lowering of blood pressure, are all things these have. This ingredient in this particular patented version has clinical human trials to support at this time. So it's one I've always loved, and I'm happy to see that it is getting clinical support and human data to back that up, because I always thought it was one that was legit. So I don't, the testosterone claims and the strength gain claims. I mean, I'm not saying they're lying about it. I didn't notice those as much with it. For me, though, it's a great pumping. It gives you those nice dry vascular pumps. Seems like it helps with stamina and endurance. Like I recover a little quicker, whether it's sets or cardio. And then, right, it doesn't also over pump you either. You get the good dry pumps, but you can move for other like sports and stuff like that. But the blood pressure lowering, and vasodilating, and maybe some of those stamina benefits. So moving on, we got Pro Epicate, cocoa bean extract, Theobroma cacao L standardized to 90% epicatechin. Epicatechin is, I believe, a flavonoid found in, well, this is in cocoa beans and green tea. It's a bunch of things. Another one that has got some data supporting strength increases in workouts, blood flow increases, myostatin inhibition potentially, and I believe and some antioxidant benefits too. The Pro Epicate version is the cream of the crop. It's one of the best versions. I'm not a huge fan of all the trademark stuff, but I'll give a shout out to a trademark when it's really, really legit. And Pro Epicate for me is probably the best. 300 milligrams is a fantastic dose, and it's a great compliment to Rip Factor too. I really like seeing them put these both in here together. I'll talk about that a little later here. Moving forward, we have apigenin at 100 milligrams. Now, this is another flavonoid that comes from primarily, and I don't know if it exclusively, but I do know it comes from chamomile extract, and has a ton of different health benefits, exercise performance benefits, blood flow benefits, improving quality of sleep, deep sleep and recovery, like natural growth factor and endohormone optimizing stuff. Now, nothing, to a crazy degree again or anything, but just can kind of help improve that in a person's life, helps you relax too. And I think maybe that's where some of that comes from, and that cortisol reduction. And it definitely is. I like it. I like it in this. I also like it in a lot of like relaxation and sleep formulas. 100 milligrams is a nice dose. Moving on, we got Synactive, Panax ginseng extract, and Rosea roxaberry fruit extract, and 100 milligrams. So that's a really nice dose of that. I love this ingredient. energy, cell sustenance, antioxidant, ATP generation, like VO2 output and breathing and performance. And again, it supports everything else in here beautifully. So 100 milligrams is a nice dose. And to wrap it up, estrogen. Astragalus membranaceous root, yeah, root and panaxino ginseng root at 50 milligrams. Absorption, gut health. I don't know if it has any performance benefits of its own or anything, but it'll make everything else in here. It'll help to improve the digestion of that, and it's just a healthy gut health product, and good to see, and I always like to see it. So, my view on this product was a little, these here, and I know Garage Gym Homie just recently reviewed the Casanova, which I'm going to be reviewing here soon too, probably either tonight or tomorrow. But he talked about how he really doesn't even usually review these products because he thinks they're trash, and he thinks most of it's just hoopla, and it's either, your training, your nutrition, and your progressive overload and recovery and hormone optimization, or it's not, and that there's really not much to be said about these. I don't quite feel quite the same, but what I will say, I do feel, okay, I'll tell you this. There's some that are bogus, and there's some that should have never costed as much as they did. Like, and I know everybody doesn't want to hear it, but I still take testosterone, but I get it for $16 a bottle, and I get 90 caps of it, and it claims to be almost 100%, even if it's half of that. I paid $32 for 180 caps. Lasts however long. But this stuff, I would say, is actually another step up. And I mean, like, with recomposition, with strength, and with stamina, if you take it long enough, I think this one can help. It's kind of like, all right, this one's more like icing on the cake to me, like the cherry. If you're already doing all that other stuff, and you haven't went to your TRT or your TRT plus plan or anything like that, you want to try some of this out with it. I don't see any harm in it, that's for sure, because I think that's the time to do it. I wouldn't suggest you start out with anything like this. Nothing for newbies. The kids don't need this. This is for like 35 plus crowd. Like, when you're young, you should be just hitting the weights and doing the basics and getting everything you can with that. And this, what I guess my favorite thing with this stuff is anti-catabolic activity too. So as I've been getting older and progressing, I'm surprisingly doing pretty decent with my body composition, and I feel like I've been able to maintain that and retain that and improve upon that gradually. And I do feel like long term, with everything else in play, these provided that added benefit. Now, how much you're willing to spend and what you're willing to take and how long you're willing to take it is up to you, and everybody has their gauge and what's worth it and what's not. And I can't really tell you what that is. I would be lying if I said I could, So, but I feel like for the combination they put together and the milligram dosage, this one would be of benefit to somebody, and even somebody on TRT too, because again, of like, anti-catabolic benefits, blood pressure lowering benefits, things of that nature. The Signactive is good for you. You know, no harm, no foul here. But it's also one that's a niche one. And I would say, I think, my man Hammer, Hammerstone Reviews, he pretty much, that's what he was saying, that it's basically like the cherry on the cake, somebody who's putting it all together and already has it all lined up and is experienced would try out if they were looking for a little bit of an additional edge and or ability to retain something they built. All right, well, thank you so much for everybody being here. I hope everybody found this review useful. NutraBio.com, you can sign up there. They always got deals and price off. Otherwise, like supplementwarehouse.com. And let's see, I think NutriCartel also has these guys. So check it out if you're in that age range and you're of that level of interest. I'd say give it a shot. Other than that, you know, stick to them basics and stay off that Trenbolone, you young bucks. Leave that shit alone. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Have a great day.